going on, people? It's Guns for Hire from NextGenTactics, and it's been a few months since Call of Duty Black Ops has hit the shelves, and we're constantly seeing these updates on our screen when you're in multiplayer about how many shots have been fired, how many people have been revived, how many metric tons of C4 explosive has been detonated over the last few months. But this particular graphic that I'm going to show you, they call it an infographic. These stats here are kind of cool because they're going to show you the most used kill streaks and the most used weapons and that sort of stuff there. I mean, that's the stuff I'm more interested in, and I'm sure lots of you, we always speculate, oh, well, this gun's used the most or that weapon's used the most or blah, blah, blah. And this is actually showing us, indeed, what kill streaks are used the most and what weapons. So enough of me yammering on. Let's take a look at the infographic. Now, my first piqued interest is actually on the top 3 guns used in Black Ops. And to no surprise, it's the FAMAS, AK-74U, and the Galil. Now, the Galil's in there. However, I wish they showed the percentage of the actual usage, because I have a sneaky suspicion that FAMAS and AK-74U blow every other gun, including the Galil, out of the water. I know they did the top 3 guns, but I guarantee you that the FAMAS and the AK-74U were used way more than the others. And I'm wondering, I'm assuming this is in order, which is actually does surprise me. I would have thought for sure that the AK-74U was the #1 most used gun. Maybe they're just showing them and they swapped them. You know what I mean? Because of all the flack that they're getting for the AK-74U. Nonetheless, this is the way it is. Whether it's interpreted that way or not, I don't know. Now, the next thing is the top 3 perks: Marathon, Sleight of Hand, and Lightweight. You know, I think over the years of using, playing Call of Duty, from Call of Duty 4, World at War, and Modern Warfare 2, I think, Lightweight and Marathon definitely have been sort of influenced by those games. But I don't think that they're probably the most effective perks for Call of Duty Black Ops, only because the essential mechanics of this game and the way it's played and what they've done to balance it sort of changes the necessity, or the hierarchy of perks in this case, and that is the lack of stopping power and Juggernaut have created a huge influence on this game as to what you use. And a lot of directors you've heard talking about it, but the use of Ghost in this game is invaluable. I mean, it is one of the absolute best perks to use in here, and there's no defense against it. There's nothing to sort of counter Ghost in this case here. So, I mean, it's surprising, and it's surprising and not. And it's actually good because it allows people such as ourselves to continue giving the general population sort of advice and say, you know what, most of you apparently are using these perks, but why don't you try using these other perks like Ghost, for instance, rather than using those, because they're going to be more effective, and this is why. So, I mean, definitely there still is a need, although everyone's, some people are like, there's no need for strategy or tactical videos. Obviously, we severely disagree with that, because that's what we do for a living. That being said, there is room for that. So if you're watching this, I would definitely be slapping on Ghost, just by the way. The Marathon is great, and depending on your gameplay too, I mean, depending on whether you're playing Domination, Demolition, your game type has a huge influence on it. But overall, in a general sense, Ghost is your best, regardless as to what you're playing, because you don't need to sprint to a flag in Domination or Demolition all the time, and there's so much spy planes going on that Ghost really is going to help you get there faster. And by I mean faster is less resistance. You're not going to have to worry about people running into you or finding you or hunting you down, because they don't even know where the hell you are. Alright, so let's move on. Kill streaks. This is not surprising at all, and this goes way back to the days when they were actually talking about or trying to promote Black Ops before anything was known, and when they showed the clip of the RC car, and people were like, man, that's going to be problematic. Everyone's going to use that. It's going to be overpowered. And they're like, no. You mean, once you see the other kill streaks that we have, you'll see for sure that, it'll hardly even be used. Yeah, so let's take a look at that, and you can see that the RC car is by far the most used kill streak. Yes, largely attributable to the fact that you get it after only 3 kills. But clearly, their perception as to how amazing the other kill streaks are versus the RC car was, let's just say, misguided. Because the community has spoken, and they love the RC car. I don't know if they're going to nerf. Actually, I think they are. I think they said they were going to already nerf it, which I'd probably make it less powerful. And maybe that's necessary. I don't know. I don't even care. I'm not a huge supporter of nerfing weapons or kill streaks or anything like that, unless they are absolutely one-sided, such as the MP40 in World at War. I mean, that's always the example I give, because that weapon was absolutely ridiculously powered. But I mean, unless it's absolutely necessary to nerf it, I mean, people just like the RC car, and generally I don't have too many problems with the RC car. Get up on some higher ground, put on flak jacket or whatever, and boom, don't worry about it. See, what else is good about this particular infographic is that this should largely help you determine what to use in terms of playing Black Ops. If most people are using Marathon, Lightweight, and Sleight of Hand, and not necessarily in that combination, but most people are using those perks, that tells you that a kill streak such as Spy Plane should absolutely be used. If you use Spy Plane, most people are going to light up because they're not using Ghost. So that's an amazing way to use this information. These statistics should help you improve your game, such as the attack helicopter. It's the second most used kill streak, or deadliest kill streak, which is causing the most grief. Again, put on Ghost or equip a rocket, or a launcher rather, to take them out. If people are using it the most, then obviously it's a smart idea to put on a launcher for your secondary. Although I don't like launchers, only because most people use them against other people. Although that's part of the game, I'll tell you, nothing makes me rage more than when I get an RPG right in my face. You know what I mean? It's like, is that necessary? Really? It's like overkill. So anyway, keep that in mind though. Launchers definitely look like something that you should be equipping based on this, and I may actually be doing the same. Spy Plane, launchers, these are 2 things you can take away from this. In terms of the weapons, there's not much you can really take from that, other than the fact that you're going to get owned by weapons that are incredibly powerful or incredibly fast. Fast like the FAMAS in terms of fire rate, powerful like the AK-74U, despite the fact that they nerfed them. Other than that, the other stats don't really concern me that much. I always look at it as, can I learn from the statistics? And there's certain things that you can, and the rest is just kind of fun little trivia information. Anyway, that's it. I'm Guns for Hire from NextGenTactics. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe so we can keep you in the loop on the news and entertained with some gameplay footage. Peace. Hey guys, we're on Netflix. Okay, well, we're not on Netflix, but we are officially sponsored by them now. Thousands of movies and TV shows available every day at the click of a button. For a free 1-month trial membership, simply click on the link in the description, courtesy of NextGenTactics. Yeah, you're welcome.